You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Netflix siguro.
Netflix ang
Next step, ano?
next ang parang siguro final step or ano. Kasi napatunayan nagkaroon si Red Ollero ng Netflix special, first local. So nakita namin na may possible, may path para sa stand-up comedians. Dati kasi wala. Kaya ako ngayon may day job pa rin. So may day job ako IT pa rin ako by day. Pero yung iba, may mga luxury na rin sila to quit their job and pursue stand-up comedy full-time.
Hi, I'm Bella Perez Rubio, Puma Podcast, and you're listening to Teka Teka. I'm a longtime fan of international, mostly American stand-up comedy. And I've wondered for a while now about what comedy shows here in the Philippines are like. When I pitched this story to our editor-in-chief, Carl Javier, I was surprised to learn that the comedy scene in Manila is a vibrant and growing one, that we have a regular club scene and comedians can pack big events. He told me to check out a live stand-up and music show hosted this May 2024 by Cool Pals, a comedy podcast celebrating its 5th anniversary. I was surprised again when we showed up to the event and watched 123 Block in Mandaluyong fill up with thousands of their loyal fans. In this episode, you'll hear a conversation I had with two of the podcast hosts, James Caraan and Muman Reyes, moments before they took to the stage.
Palakpakan naman mga cool pals! James Caraan from Comedy Manila. So nag-start ako with stand-up comedy ng 2010, September 1, 2010, through open mic. So way back 2007 pa, meron ng mga comedy open mics dito sa Metro Manila. So nung 2010 lang ako nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob mag-start. And noon, tapos na-fall in love ako sa stand-up comedy dahil iba yung drive na binibigay niya. Kasi yung drive na binibigay niya parang kapag hindi natawa sa'yo this week, hindi ka papayag, kung nasa dugo mo yung pagiging komedyante, hindi ka papayag na hindi ka tawanan. Yeah. Pero yung pag ganun talaga, gusto mong may matawa sa'yo, talagang babalik at babalik ka until makuha mo yung tawang gusto mo. So yun yung nangyari sa akin. Then after 3 months, nakakuha ako ng paid gig with Comedy Cartel. And then 2013, in-establish namin yung Comedy Manila. Then 2019, tinry namin mag-podcast. Ito yung Cool Pals. At nandito tayo ngayon sa 5th year anniversary namin.
Ano yung scene ng stand-up na nagsimula ka ng 2010?
So magpapakilala din muna si Muman. Si Muman stand-up comedy. Hindi siya siya PA.
So, ako yung tagahawak ng saklay ni James. Nasamahan ko siya tumayo sa PWD toilet kapag kailangan niya magsiya. Hindi, dati kasi sobrang hirap ng scene. Hindi nga pwede dati yung dalawang sabay na gig within Metro Manila ng sabay. Hindi kaya. Kasi halimbawa, may gig sa Quezon City, kahit sa Alabang pa yan, hindi mo siya pwedeng pagsabayin. Ganun kahirap yung market nun. Pero ngayon, slowly nag-improve siya. Up until 5, no? Minsan kahit 5 shows in a night, spontaneous siya, kaya. Minsan nasa-sold out lahat. So at least nakikita rin namin, grow yung scene.
Oo, tsaka ang eksena dati, kailangan pa namin i-explain sa mga audience na pwedeng umupo sa harap, walang mga okray dito. Kasi yun yung nakasanayan ng mga Pilipinong stand-up comedy, yung lalaitin yung mga nasa harap na table. So lagi, kailangan pa namin explain yon every time na mag-start kami ng stand-up comedy. And then, ngayon, ang comparison ngayon, nag-uunahan na sila ngayon sa harap. Mas gusto na nilang sila yung may first view nung ano. Kaya nga itong concert namin, itong sa 5th year anniversary ng Cool Pals, in 1 hour naubos yung VIP section.
In the hours leading up to their show, I got a crash course on just how big the Cool Pals are. Temperatures were approaching 40 degrees that afternoon, but I watched as their fans who paid extra for VIP tickets lined up to meet them.
So, ganun na sila kaaral. So, thanks to the podcast and sa Spotify dahil naging mainstream kahit papaano ang podcasting sa Pilipinas. So, na-normalize kasi ng mga podcast namin, ng Cool Pals, nila Red, nila Victor, na yung usapan tungkol sa stand-up comedy. And napansin namin, interested yung mga tao to know ano pa ba ang meron sa stand-up comedy at ano yung nangyayari behind the scenes. Tapos gusto nila lang comparison between Western style and yung mga idol nila sa Western and kung ano yung mga nangyayari dito behind the scenes sa mga local stand-up comedians naman.
May community kasi kami.
Yun.
Tapos yung community, present din kami sa community. So, yung mga long-time listeners na hindi naman siyempre lahat, no? Pero there's a very big number na talagang, uy, eto nakikinig na to 5 years ago. Talagang familiar kami dun eh. Malaking bagay sa amin yung group eh. Yung group, dun kasi talaga kami nag-i-interact.
Based on what I saw at their anniversary event, their community seems predominantly male and young. And the word community feels almost like an understatement. Their inside jokes had inside jokes, and at times it felt like newcomers like me were missing years' worth of context.
Tsaka yung stats kasi nung stand-up ng episodes, nakikita namin kapag kunyari ang topic namin is about stand-up comedy, mataas yung listens. And katulad nung kay Jokoy, nung nagkaroon ng issue sa Golden Globes, hinihintay nila kaming magsalita.
We'll pause here. Later, I asked James and Muman what sets Filipino comedy audiences apart from Western ones.
Ako sa akin, ang main difference is ang mga Pilipino mahirap, maikli ang attention span kapag dating sa stand-up comedy. Kailangan fast-paced yung joke mo, kailangan rat-rat. Kasi sa Western style, yung mga audience is may time silang makinig sa story mo. Kapag hindi ka naglagay ng punchline in between sa story mo, pakikinggan pa rin nila. Ganun kabaliktaran din sa Pilipinas. Aalis sila or magkikwentuhan sila kapag hindi mo nila kuha yung attention nila.
Mga one-man show na may overarching theme and like may complicated moving parts na maraming callbacks. Like hindi siya
Well, depende naman sa style yon, hindi naman siya mapipilit.
Pero ngayon dahil nga doon sa mga podcast namin, na-educate na sila. So alam nila natututo na silang maghintay ng punchline. So hindi mo na sila kailangan. Kasi dati, before lahat ng nangyaring ganito, yung stand-up comedy, kailangan nag-show kami sa mga walang ticket. So free ticket lang yon. So ang mga inaabutan namin doon is mga nagiinuman lang, tapos nangyari lang na may stand-up comedy. So ang nangyari, pag nag-perform kami, magkikwentuhan lang sila. So ang challenge sa amin is kailangan namin makuha yung attention nila para yung pagkikwentuhan nila is mabaling na sa amin. So, ganun nahasa yung mga unang stand-up comedians dito. Na yung nasanay kami sa maikling attention span. Kaya kailangan namin paikliin yung setup ng jokes hanggang sa dumating kami sa punchline para rat-rat kagad yung punchline.
How long is a set usually? Like if it was a more normal show, like an open mic or...
As short as 3 minutes hanggang 1 oras. GB, sometimes naka 3 hours ata siya, no?
GB is the founder of Comedy Manila and a co-host on Cool Pals. For part of his stand-up set that night, he played a song on his guitar. It reminded me of Steve Martin, who used to play banjo on stage, and Saturday Night Live alum Fred Armisen, who built a whole hour of stand-up for and about drummers. It also reminded me of Ellen, who rose to fame as a comic for a bit she did about calling God on the telephone.
3 hours on stage?
Yeah,
like
right.
Dave Chappelle style, like off the cuff, or may 3-hour set talaga siya?
Oo. Tatagal na rin ni GB. Kasi ngayon ang mindset ng mga comedians ngayon is sumulat ng sumulat kasi konti pa lang yung stand-up comedians eh. So malaki yung chance na pag nag-rotate, mabilis kaming magro-rotate sa show. Tapos lahat yung mga audience namin is magsasawa na sa mga old jokes namin. So yun yung challenge sa amin na magsulat ng maraming material. Kasi wala kaming luxury dito sa Pilipinas na i-tour yung isang 1-hour set eh.
Yeah.
Sa US kasi pwede kang mapupunta sa iba't ibang state. Dito ang pupuntahan lang namin Makati, San Juan, Quezon City, Alabang.
Yeah.
So doon pa lang kung nasa gitna ka ng Metro Manila, pwede mong sundan yung lahat ng shows namin. Tapos mapakikita mo na paulit-ulit yung jokes namin.
Yeah.
So yun yung challenge sa amin. Kailangan namin magsulat na magsulat. Kaya nakakabuo kami ng maraming jokes.
Sa US, like there's a set trajectory, right? You're trying to build an hour, you tour it, and then you record mo siya in your big metro. And then you get rid of it, you have to build a new one. Dito, parang meron bang ganong set na trajectory? Like a goal that you're working towards, and that's what dictates how you build material, how
Ngayon
you
lang.
act.
Ngayon lang nangyari yun. Kasi for the longest time, ang path namin lahat is laging showcase shows. Pag sinabing showcase, marami kami laging headliners sa isang show. So ngayon lang nagkaroon ng career path. Simula
Yung focus sa isang comedian lang. Dati kasi as a group parang banda lagi. Ngayon lahat may solo acts pwede.
So parang magkakaroon ng isang 1-hour show si GB, ganyan. So lahat ng mga fans si GB pupunta. Dati kasi lahat kami magkakasama sa isang show. And hati-hati yung audience. So yung iba manonood lang dahil kay GB tapos aalis na kapag hindi na siya magpe-perform. So ngayon nakuha na namin yung mga sarili-sarili naming following. So nagkaroon din ng idea yung mga baguhang comedians na mayroong palang career path. So minsan magsisimula ka sa doorman. So sa entrance, ikaw yung taga-singil. Tapos hanggang sa mag-open mic ka, magte 3 minutes ka, and then 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes. Pag 10 minutes ka na, pwede ka na maging featured comedian. Tapos angat ka to 15 minutes, middler, hanggang sa maging headliner ka na 20 minutes and up. So tapos 1 hour na yung susunod doon. Half hour, tapos 1 hour.
Ano yung usual spots? Like if you're part of the comedy circuit and nag-doorman ka or you're trying to build your act, like what are the spots that the comedian would usually hit?
May regular open mics kami around the metro. Siguro mga 3-4 na lugar.
Wicked Dogs, BGC,
The Vault. Sa Teatrino ngayon may monthly shows. Pero siguro para mas accurate, yung lineup ng shows, makikita nyo naman lagi sa lahat sa comedymanila.ph. So yun yung pinaka-best way para makita mo kung saan merong show around the
So ang ginagawa namin, iba-ibang bar pero nagme-maintain kami ng a handful of bars lang per location. So may north, may south, may east, may gitna.
I walked into the Cool Pals anniversary event, expecting a version of the comedy festivals I've seen abroad. An MC, a few 10 to 15 minute sets from stand-up comics, and maybe a band or two to close everything out. Instead, it felt like I was entering an alternate universe built by the Cool Pals and their fans. Several bands opened the show. People came out in costume and in character. The speakers boomed across the open lot, and the sun had set long before a Cool Pal host took to the mic. I once heard Jerry Seinfeld and Eddie Murphy talk about how turning up the temperature even 1 degree in a comedy club makes a comic 20% less funny. The lesson being, it's hard, if not impossible, to make people laugh when they're uncomfortable. I thought about that conversation several times in the sweltering heat. But in what felt like the hottest summer Manila's ever seen, they played to an enthusiastic audience of young guys with their friends and the occasional girlfriend. Both the inside jokes and the written jokes felt mostly tailored to them. Still, it was fascinating to watch, and I found myself laughing quite a bit too.
Feel when you saw it?
Sobrang nainggit kami. Gusto namin mag-fail siya. Pero panoorin nyo siya. Alam nyo, importante kasi na panoorin nyo si Red. Kasi si Red yung magiging sukatan kung meron pang susunod na stand-up specials dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya kahit ayaw namin sa kanya, panoorin niyo siya. Kasi magaling naman siya. Oo, magaling naman talaga siya.
Pero mas magaling kami.
Oh. Di magkakaibigan kami.
Again, I'm Bella Perez Rubio. To hear more about our local comedy scene, check out A Better Normal, featuring an interview with Comedy Manila founder and Cool Pals host GB Labrador. Pidoy Blanco edited this episode. Our executive producer is Jill Caro, and our editor-in-chief is Carl Javier. If you want to hear more podcasts like this one, let us know in the comments section of this episode or on socials. Thanks for listening.